This is Jimmy.
Nuclear launch detected.
Right on.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today on the Wave and Eddy, it's going to be Action versus Rush, an incredible ZVT sent to me by RJB. Check him out. In the bottom left, it's going to be our yellow Terran player. It is Rush. I like this guy a lot. And in the bottom right, it's going to be Action, the macro Zerg. Is his macro good enough to defeat Rush today? We will have to see. We've got Piano watching and a Larva as well. Hoping to pick up tips on TVZ. Piano is basically just on the outside of ASL. He does compete in Caster Muse's Star League, and I think he qualified for a couple ASLs maybe last year. I don't know, but Larva is an ASL Zerg player as well as Action and Rush here. Rush has 2 second-place ASL finishes. And let's go ahead and check out Action's resume. Action, Brood War, Liquipedia comes up because Liquipedia is the best resource for all this stuff. And, oh, are we going to pool first here, my friend? Action says, hey, you know me as the macro Zerg, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for a 9 pool here against you. What you going to do about it, huh? Huh? It's a 4-player map. You're not going to scout this. And it's like, yeah, probably not, honestly. Then Extractor Tricks to get to 10 out of 9 available supply. And then he's going to go... No, he's not going to go Hatch. This drone is just scouting. All right. I guess just wanted another extra drone out here. Yeah, this is going to be some pretty aggressive stuff out of the Zerg. Let's take a look and see. All right, so yeah, Larva did take place, or let's see, Larva. Yeah, he's got some ASL stuff in here. He's never won an ASL, however, so that puts him on Rush's level directly. But yeah, man, here we go. That second Overlord is here, which means the 6 Zerglings are ready to pop out. And Steve the SCV here. You need to scout this, and you are scouting, so that is good. Hatch going down here at about 13 supply or so. The Lings are running out. Steve says, oh boy, hurry, hurry, wall off, cancel the expansion, hurry, throw down another supply depot, Marine, train, 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 train. The Overlord says, why did you have to scout? Why did you have to scout with an SCV? And this is the reason. This is the reason why you scout with an SCV. So, 6 Lings. Nice hard wall here. Got 1 Marine behind it, and that's enough. That is enough against 6 Lings. Excellent job, Steve. You will get a raise if you survive this game. All right, so expansion coming up from Rush here as soon as he secured the wall. No gas here for Rush. An extractor on the way here from Action. And his opening gambit failed. So let's see what he transitions into. There we go. A 3rd base. Steve says, yeah, I'm not going to survive this. I was commanded to keep scouting. And the longer you scout, the deader you are. So, another rack. So we've got 2 racks opening here. 1 rack's expand into a 2nd rack's and then a refinery. So it's not going to be a factory opening. That is certainly the case. Rush is very good at mech. But he could just be doing SK Terran here. And these Lings are now scouting Lings. Just trying to see when Marines are going to march out and try to kill the Zerg player. This is Steve's cousin, Sam. Sam the SCV says, okay, 3rd hatch. Very, very good. It's not some kind of a weird 2-base lurker timing, which would be fairly disastrous against an SK Terran, right? No tanks, just Marines and a wall. We've seen that go poorly. But again, not a 2-base. So, yeah, I just kind of feel like Action is going to go ahead and throw down a Spire as soon as this lair is done. Metabolic Boost is on the way. So we're just going to getting settled into what looks like it's going to be an SK Terran versus a Mutalisk opening with a third base. Fair enough. Stim getting research. We've got a couple medics popping in here too. SCV says, what are you doing? What are you doing with this? Haha, there goes that Spire. Popping it up here in the natural. Yeah, natural in this mineral line. Oh, I gotta see if this is... I gotta know if this is scouted. I must know. He's like, okay, this is weird. No Spire, no Hydra Den, nothing here inside the main base. That's really, really weird. These Lings are like, must not let him scout the Spire. If he sees the Spire, all is lost. And he doesn't see the Spire. That's huge. Move out here. And the Zerglings see it, so they know what we're dealing with here. Probably want to get a... Yeah, there we go. Sunken up at the natural front. Defending this third might be a little bit tough. So we're going to throw up a Sunken here. It's not really covering a ramp like you would be able to do with Lurkers or anything. Well, let's see what Rush is trying to do right now. He does scan the top right, and he sees... Okay, there's a creep colony there, so that's going to be defended on some level. I am making action that spend resources and drones on something up in that position, which is good for me. Even if I don't go up there, that is an extra drone that Action doesn't have available for his macro, which again, macro Zerg. Lings sharking around, Overlord, trying to make sure nobody's trying to expand here at the wreckage of the NORAD 2. I guess, is it wreckage of the NORAD 2? I know it crashes in that campaign mission, but does it come back? Like, they're able to repair it, right? It's not, like, disintegrated into smithereens. 8 mutas are in production. Turrets are on the way down here in Terranville, and everything looks just fine for Rush to not die to these Mutalisks. Again, the Mutas, they're providing some value, and they're trying to keep this third base safe. They're also providing value and trying to pick off these initial Marines. Killing medics is also very, very good. And if you got enough Lings with them, sometimes you can just wipe this entire group out. So let's see. Let's see if we want to wipe that group out. Queen's Nest on the way from action. Every Zerg player is very happy to see that. You definitely want to get to do a lair here against this SK Terran, because you're going to want Darkstorm, you're going to want Plague. They're your best friends against Marines with medics. You try to do this thing with just Lurkers? Marines will split, the Marines will concave, and they will kick your butt. So, what do we got here? We got 8 Mutalisks. Hydroden on the way. Zerg Hive coming in here too. And a factory being produced. But probably just to make starports and get those science vessels out. We know the drill with SK Terran. I was going to say, I'm not sure there. The Mutas haven't killed anything yet. There it is. There's a kill something. Turrets though. Pow, 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 pow. 2 turrets getting hits off there. Not really committing to Mutalisks here. Not really working on any upgrades for them. But definitely wants to have that full stack of 11 with the 1 Overlord in the group to allow you to stack your mutas like this. You know the drill. It's another scan. Scans into the natural base. Ends up seeing there is a sunken colony here. Another one on the way. So 3 sunkens. This is a lot, man. This is 2 basing. Range. This is a +1 timing attack. The mutas haven't really been able to slow this down as much as they probably wish that they would. Oh my gosh, don't get sandwiched there. That's not enough Lings to engage here. Are you really trying? Look, Marines are dying, yes. Ooh, forcing even more than the 3 sunkens here because there's not a third base. This is Rush basically being like, we're going to try to punish this early pool by going for a 2-base, really strong Marine Medic +1 timing attack. Decides not to go in here. I think probably scanned and saw the 4 Sunkens and the Hydralisks and said Lurkers can't be too far away, but no. Lurker aspect is not getting researched. We're working on Defiler Mount here instead. Double Starport in that production tab. You know how that works. Right. There we go. Starport 1, Starport 2. And here's the thing. You have to come down this ramp, kind of single file. The mutas are ready to pounce on that. 2 Sunkens at this base. A Nidus Canal for reinforcements would be good consumes on the way. But this is really dangerous stuff right now. Yeah, that single file thing I was telling you about. These mutas are trying desperately to thin this Marine count out enough that the Sunkens are going to be able to do something here. Here we go. Oh, a lurker aspect was researched. Falcon missed it in the production tab. Falcon blindness strikes again. Nidus gets target fired and killed, but 3 lurkers came out of the Nidus first. So now we've got lurker sunken back here. Pretty good. Man, I mean, maybe getting that extractor is maybe the best you can do. I do not think you're jumping on this number of lurkers in this position, but okay. I guess there's the scan. Lurker down. Lurker down. So many Marines are getting blasted, though. Ugh. This is a tough position for these guys to be in. So they decide to finish off the extractor. There we go. Slowing down that gas income of the Zerg player is going to be really nice here. He's got Adrenal on the way. Dropships are coming in from Rush. Rush is a big fan of drops, man. He loves them in TVT, although I think that's pretty popular these days in that matchup. So what are we going to get? What are we going to get here? Alright, so Muta Lurker does wipe this group out. Lurker dies. But man, losing those medics especially is tough. Rush says, that's okay. I was going to drop right inside your main. You got Scourge not really in position. Oh, never mind. Scourge from the south wipe out one of the dropships. Kind of unloads right on top of Lurkers. It does... Okay, that was pretty disastrous for Rush. Loses one of his dropships. Unloads on top of Lurkers. Ugh. Not exactly what you want to be doing here. They do get a drone. They do get an Overlord. By that, I mean they try to kill the Overlord, but then Lurkers come save the day. Third base coming in from Rush on the other side of the map. Adrenal finishing. There it is. So it's now Adrenalings. They're much more willing to engage with these Marines when they have that upgrade. Yeah, and I mean, everybody's just dying here. They're killing drones for sure. It is 57 to 38 workers. Oh, the unload here at the natural base. They're trying to take down the Spire. And the target firing on the Spire is good. But a little bit distracted. A little bit distracted, boys. What are you doing? You're not even attacking. Attacking a drone inside Dark Swarm. Maybe could have gotten the Spire if there was better target firing there, but I don't know. These guys finally die. But look at this, 57 to 36 workers seems like a pretty massive advantage from Rush. He hasn't lost any SCVs. The Muta Harass never was able to get any SCV kills because the Spire was so late. The turret production and placement was so good. The Marine threat was so big that Action couldn't really go after those SCVs at all. Is that another drop that tried to come in? Okay, so I don't know if the drops are necessarily doing what they want to do here. However, supply blocking action continually has been pretty great from Rush. Macro hatch, macro hatch. We love the macro hatch. Fourth base coming in from Action, top right. And Rush is making a beeline up to that position. But we saw Consume, right? We know that Dark Swarm is ready to go. However, we've got a couple Science Vessels out for detection purposes, for irradiate purposes as well. There we go. There's the irradiate. Have to drop to get in here. Scourge wants Science Vessels. Great control there. No connections at all. Scourge going down for 0 value whatsoever. In a lot of ways, StarCraft is a game of value. Fourth command center being produced here. I don't know if he's trying to wall off attempts to come from this direction down south or from north to, or from south to up north. I don't know. But Rush is just he's being really careful, right? He sees there are no lurkers at this base. And that Nidus did get killed. Did we replace the Nidus thing? Firebats in the mix. Seeing those guys. Plague catches one of the Science Vessels. Not a bad plague at all. Another Overlord goes down, another supply block. Rush is doing this patiently. He keeps getting damage done. He keeps supply blocking. He does keep killing drones every once in a while. These Scourge are not making connections on the Science Vessels. An Ultralisk Cavern is coming in from Action to deal with this SK Terran stuff. As always, Ultra's better on the offense than they are on the defense. Or out in the middle of the map, especially. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. New Nidus, top right. But that feels bustable. It really does. Rush, gonna float the CC up here. And every irradiate kills a Defiler, and an Angel gets its wings, man. No dropships here, but there are Scourge and Hydras ready to go anyway, with a Defiler ready to plop down whatever is necessary there. Chitinous plating getting started immediately. Is that +1 melee coming in? Yeah. These are Adrenalings with +0 attack. No, +1 just barely finished. So now they're +1 lings with Adrenal. Fancy pants for you guys. Ooh, that seems like a go. Free Scourge are free, man. My goodness. Radiated Lurkers die to 1 irradiate. I mean, this is just... It's free kills, is what it is. It's energy being exchanged for very high-cost gas units. Which is why SK Terran doesn't work without the Science Vessels, because they can get these insane trades. 75 energy for an Irradiate, bam, Defiler down. 75 energy for an Irradiate, bam, Lurker down. The only saving grace that Zerg has is they can make a lot of them. So it's like, how many Science Vessels do you need? How much energy do you need on the Science Vessels to get all of my Lurkers and all of my Defilers, right? And then you have to start using them on... Oh, there's a Plague and a little bit of a dump down here. There you go. These Adrenalings with +1 attack are feeling mighty, mighty proud of themselves. Forcing a lift off on that command center. Lings, not going to be able to stop the construction on this base. As reinforcing Marines do come in and shut it down. Also killing that Scourge would be super rad. It's kind of just parking over this 4th base with the 5th base finished. Okay, I'm liking this from Rush. He's on 5 bases. The Zerg's on 4. My goodness, it's really hard for me to tell if this is just all an indication of this early game going so poorly for Action. And then Rush just being able to build off of it. Like, his economy is at 73 SCVs. Ooh, we made a big swell of mutas to go after the Plague Science Vessels. And they just end up getting irradiated as well. I mean, a couple Science Vessels die. We did hear that happen. Ow, this group gets Plague, tries to engage inside Dark Swarm, decides to turn around and kill stuff outside of Dark Swarm. Very, very good stuff indeed. Oh, it's Battle Cruisers. Ooh. Alright, it's the Battle Cruiser operational. We are going to see BCs here. The BC curse is not 100% curse, alright? It's just every, you know, we rarely... That's some really nice Ling Micro. We rarely see Battle Cruiser wins against Elite Zerg players. Like Action, but... It does work sometimes, and maybe when you're already up 30 supply, it's not a bad time to do it, I guess. Run Science Vessels, fly. They can't fly faster. That's a dead Science Vessel. That's probably a dead Science Vessel. I'm going to take $5 on saying it's dead and not saved, actually. Oh, does get saved. Nice stim. Nice stim and fallback there from Rush. And that's a 6th base. Oh my gosh. Rush is on 6 bases and Action's on 4. So Action, saving grace for Action because he has a million Ultralisks. Like a million Ultralisks. And they're irradiated. They're harming each other a little bit here. These guys engage outside of Dark Swarm. Not a good setup from Action at all. Ultras head north. Wait for this Irradiate to kill or wear off. And it does in fact kill that Ultralisk. Took some damage previously. And then we send the Ultras to this top left, where there's a bunker. It turns out a bunker has never really stopped 4 Ultralisks in the history of StarCraft Brood War. Even if it's being repaired, it doesn't really matter. Okay, that's nice. Gonna force a liftoff on the 6th base. And then the cops show up, and the Ultras are like, well, what if we killed these bunkers too? Rah, 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 rah. Bunkers are no match for the might of an Ultralisk. And that bunker's going to die as well, but now a lot of stuff is here. But reinforcing units coming from the south. Did he dematrix? That's a Marine getting dematrix down there. Nice. And all 4 Ultras die. Really nice control there. The upgrades are great. 3-2 on these Marines and Firebats. Awesome stuff here. 2-2 for the Lings and the Ultras. It's not terrible upgrades by any stretch, especially for a Zerg player. But it's just a nice little situation where the Terran has better upgrades, and the Zerg is flooding, though. Zerg's getting a 5th base on the right side as well. We've got Lings trying to bust up in here in the way of an Eddy. The Battle Cruisers are down south. They take a Plague. Ooh, they take 2 Plagues. And they die. Alright, so they killed an Extractor, and maybe a couple drones. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on future battle cruiser stuff. It was just so busy up here. It's still really busy up here. Fire bats in bunkers doing what they can against these Lings. Defiler then irradiated, going to hang out until it dies, as one does. But it seems like this might be saved. Oh, this group running over to force a cancel on the 5th base of action. No, focus the lurker. Focus the lurker. Okay, you're all going to die anyway. Might as well focus the lurker, I say. The 6th base of Rush. He might have overextended on that 6th base a little bit, because suddenly there's lurkers and hydras and Lings at the top of this ramp, and that's not a good place to be if you happen to be Rush. But bunkers and fire bats against Lings are great. This 5th base of action survives. Battle cruisers on a solo mission. Snipe the Defiler. Snipe the Defiler. I think they were just A-moved. I really do. Oh my gosh, he's gonna escape. No, he has a Dark Swarm to escape, but yes, he does. Yeah, I think these battle cruisers are A-moved. Or, never mind, they're move commanded on top of a spore. Okay, now he's controlling them. He's trying to get some... Dude, he's getting drones with them. That's great stuff. Dude, Lurker, Ultralisk, Ling on the backside. This group never should have come here. They just get obliterated. Heading up to the 6th base, which has not really been a thing for Rush. Unfortunately, battlecruisers fighting a spore, and by that I mean not fighting a spore at all. Just kind of sitting in range of the spore, not fighting back whatsoever. Lings try to bust down here, but there are barracks providing a little bit of extra support. I don't know, Lings inside Dark Swarm, never what you want to see. If you're a Marine, not even close. My gosh, this is doing way better than I thought it would. But I guess it was bunkers. What did I expect? Oh, this is really bad. The 5th base of Rush is lifted and in a lot of trouble here. These battlecruisers do catch a plague. They've got 7 and 6 kills apiece. They might as well turn around and fight these Hydras. Like, or just, you know, keep running and die without getting any damage whatsoever. This guy's attacking a spore too. Part of the problem with these battlecruisers is they're not microed sometimes. Dude, send the rest. Go, action, go! Ah, the 5th base of action. These guys are back, though. And they absolutely shut down that base. Very nice. That's a huge pickup. Killing bases against Zerg is always so important. Forcing Terran to lift off and not letting them land is also really, really good for the Zerg player. Ultralisk comes in. Irradiated Ultralisk. Gonna make quick work of his Zergling buddy there, and he did. This group gets pinned up against a no evacuation place and just gets eaten alive by the Zergs. Ugh. Countering down south quite possibly. This game is nuts. It was a 6-basing Terran. He's been knocked down to a 4-basing Terran by Ling Ultra Dark Swarm shenanigans. That's what we expect in a game of StarCraft featuring a high-level Zerg player. Where are the irradiates? They coming in? Radiate, fire bats, inside bunkers. Are they enough? Ah, the irradiated Ultralisks maybe do more to kill the Zerglings than anything else. Good grief, science vessels kind of getting picked off by the Hydras. It's not really a mass Hydra play here, but it's enough. The 3 battle cruisers back to the natural base, trying to wipe out that extractor for the 2nd time. Ultra is in 3 inside this SCV line at the 4th base. Not a good place for SCVs to work, and a lot of them are dying, man. They're evacing down to the 3rd. Still no 5th. Still no 6th. Battle cruisers. Ooh, nice. Getting the Ultralisk Cavern is a high priority target. Where is the plague? Where are these? Where is the Dark Swarm? Why are these battle cruisers not being dealt with? And there we go. There's a plague, but it also plagues the Defiler Mound and this evolution chamber. Okay, the plague is fresh, so the HP is not that bad on these battle cruisers right now. They can fight these Hydras for the time being. A drop up at the 5th base, no, 4th base up here of actions. It's going to die. Dude, Rush is everywhere. This game is absolutely bonkers. 125 to 75 supply. Oh, a 2nd plague does get down on the BCs, which means they're going to get taken down to extraordinarily low HP levels. And a Hydralisk, doesn't get in range to hit him. Trying to take down the Defiler Mound. No, battle cruiser dies. Battle cruiser, the Hydra, no, the final shot, the Defiler Mound goes down. The battle cruiser dies for it with his final breath. This group gets wiped out after taking down the 4th hatchery. The 5th hatchery never came back. We are at a 3-basing Terran where 2 of the bases are mined out against, sort of a 1-basing Zerg right now, guys. The natural base is really all that action has at the moment. Oh, this top right too, I'm a liar. 2-basing Zerg at the top right. These bases never came back for Rush. This one too remains lifted. Hilariously, this science vessel has to irradiate a Hydralisk just to stay alive at this point. Science vessels come in top right. They're boxer maneuvering or erasering, if you want to call it that. That's fine too. Not particularly. You could chase these down. All right. Sure. Ultras and Lings and Hydras say, no. You're not allowed to retake this base. Absolutely not. D-Matrix Marine says, but what if we are? And they do chase. No, they chase them away and then they come right back in. The Zerg is hungry. Hungry for blood. Plague does catch a few of those science vessels. Hydras, there you go. Do snipe a science vessel before they get out of there. The boxer maneuvering, guys, and that's it. Action taps out. He wasn't able to shut down this 4th base of a Rush and basically said, nah, this is not happening. This base was my saving grace. This the natural base did have a couple drones at it, but this was where all the income was coming in. And if Rush is still getting resources from the 3rd and now from the 4th, it doesn't matter that his 5th and 6th are dead. It's still more resources than the Zerg player is getting right now. I mean, good gravy. That is... That was a crazy good ZVT. I might epic tag this one, man. Let me know if it's an epic tag in the comments. And if enough people say it's epic, then it's an epic tag. Democracy in action. Yes, this is not Helldivers, but Democracy is basically not a Helldivers thing. I know it's Helldivers, but it's not only for that game. Democracy is in Brood War, especially in my channel. Wow. So those were pretty effective battle cruisers. Sniping the extractor, killing some drones, killing the Ultralisk cavern, killing the Defiler mound at the very, very, very last possible second for that battle cruiser. Then boxer maneuvering up here. Didn't kill many drones, but if you force the drones to evac to a base that doesn't exist anymore, mind you. Actually, I am curious. Did that base get replanted? It might have... I don't think it was done at the end of the game, but it might very well have been on its way back. No, I think... I'm pretty sure they just evac'd out of there. We are so much further back than I thought. I just love that for just a beautiful moment. Rush was on 6 bases, and then just never really got close to doing that again, did he? He ended up fighting for his life just to get his 4th base rolling, and when your priority is getting your 4th base rolling, your 5th and your 6th just don't really exist. But man, these little hit squads, man, this drop here, the hit squad that came in here again and finally took that hatch down. Hydras are chasing these science vessels in, so Action knows that they're coming. He's just trying to... I mean, he doesn't have enough money for a new hatch, is the thing. So yeah, these drones can come over here and long distance mine, but then they got to come back and return... Yep, they got to return to this hatchery, but they're not taking a path that will bring them past this hatchery. There you go. Okay, 3 drones went down to the boxer maneuver. All the drones on the gas, on the gas there. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Oh, we did do better with it. I was so busy paying attention to the battle over here, which eventually the ultras died, and that's the meat. Yeah, 47 to 14 workers at the end there. No wonder. Action's like, well, yeah, my economy's in shambles. I barely have any bases to mine from. That was it. I mean, woof. That was incredible. I mean, that was such a good ZVT. And I really do feel like a lot of this comes down to that early pool just getting completely shut down and scouted by Rush. And then the subsequent Muta stuff, never killing any SCVs. And Yeah, I mean, Rush maybe could have had a cleaner win if he hadn't tried to double expand up here. Maybe just held on to the 4th base, put all the resources in that he had available, and just keeping this alive, right? Instead of trying to put resources into these bases that he couldn't defend. Don't know. Hard to say. Hard to second guess. He got the win. What am I complaining about? Okay, 202,000 points, 192,000 points in favor of Rush. No real surprise there. Got outproduced by the Zerg player, but outkilled the Zerg player by a similar amount. That's not what the Zerg player wants to see. Both players raising 12 to 13 buildings, which is not good for the Zerg. That means a lot of Zerg structures died, including tech structures, which they did. And then, oh man, Rush out, spending the Zerg player 53 to 52,000. Once again, there are certain numbers we can see on this total spent number that will tell us how the game went, right? And this is one. In a 25-minute game, if Rush outspends Action, there's just a 0% chance that Action is able to win this game. And it's base count, it's workers dying. It's hardly any SCVs died. No, I guess a bunch of SCVs did die. But way more drones died. And that's the number, right? Right, yes. So, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it too, because that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.